if you could share with us your challenging moments and your achievements. I'm sure in your active career you would have encountered a number of emergencies, number of challenges, number of satisfying moments. So if you could share that with the viewers.
I think in ATC, you do get a lot of such situations because the aircraft is operating very close to the operating surface when it is taking off and landing. And that is where most of the aircraft emergencies can ultimately manifest in either a great recovery or a fatal accident. So that way, the responsibility is tremendous, and the pressure also on individuals who are handling that is also tremendous, both the pilot as well as the controller. Pilot also knows that if he deviates a little bit here and there, he is going to get into problems. And the same thing is with controller. The only difference is that the controller himself is not handling anything. He's only helping the pilot. So that makes it even worse because sitting inside, there are occasions when you feel like doing something, but you become totally helpless. There is sweet nothing you can do about it because these are things, totally beyond your control. Having said that, what is in your control, if you do it correctly, 99% of the times, it will manifest in a very, very safe recovery. That's the very, very critical aspect of the air traffic controlling as far as our Air Force aircraft are concerned. Because these people, get airborne in on many occasions in marginal weather conditions with some issues here and there, which land them into a little bit of a tight situation, so to say, a very, very challenging scenario overall. So I remember a case, I will just give you two examples. One was, that when I was a raw youngster, it was actually a transport base, Yelahanka to be precise, wherein I was still a flying officer. That was my second posting after Kalaikonda. And a transport aircraft was destined to Delhi. He asked for a lineup, and I gave him the lineup. And I also passed him the departure instruction. Now, departure instruction is you tell him how he is going to proceed, but that by no stretch of imagination amounts to a takeoff clearance. It is only a instruction which is given to you that after takeoff, when you take off, this is what you are going to do. But for the time being, it's only a clearance to line up. So he was given a clearance to line up, and there was a helicopter operating on the center of the runway. It was doing some kind of a hovering operation. Who was told, that there is a transport aircraft lining up, so kindly clear off to the parallel taxiway. After some time again, he would have come back there. Now, an old friend from Kalaikonda, a fighter pilot to be precise, was sitting next to me there in the tower. And we were just chit-chatting, more of a chit-chatting because there hardly any traffic. 2-3 aircraft only were there. And that guy had just lined up. It was just a matter of chance that I had a look there and I saw this transport aircraft rolling. And you can imagine, because he was going to go into that helicopter, the transport aircraft were fully loaded with passengers because it was going to Delhi. A lot of people from Bangalore used to go to Delhi at that time. It was kind of a courier service. And the helicopter, which was operating there, also had 4 or 5 people on board. And the distance between those two must have been less than a kilometer. And once it starts building up, and that is the time you have to react. And I very categorically remember having told the transport aircraft immediately to stop. Do not take off. There's a helicopter on the runway. Do not take off. Stop. Stop immediately. And in between, I just gave a call to the helicopter, move away to the parallel taxi traffic. Just hover away to the parallel taxi track. There is a transport aircraft taking off behind you. And it was just a matter of pure, what shall I say? Luck, of course, is a very crucial factor. That that helicopter did move off, and the transport aircraft he took off. He did not listen to my transmissions at all.
Neither did he committed, yeah, probably. Yes.
Neither did he comply with the instructions, Or maybe if he had tried to abandon his takeoff, he could have landed into more serious problems. I don't know. Difficult to comment. But you see, here was one, and then the AOC over there. He came to know of the whole thing. He heard the entire tape conversation, and he came. He patted me on my back, and he told me that young boy, this is absolutely phenomenal. what you have done. It's a wonderful service. You've saved so many lives. More important is, that your correct transmissions, because they were very crisp and short and very, very effective transmissions which were made. That helicopter pilot, he immediately came to tower and he hugged me and he said, "You saved my life." It was so clear, as to what to do. So I just did whatever you told me to do. And actually, as a matter of fact, I was then taken by AOC. I mean, it became a major issue. I was taken to the SASO there in training command, who was in Bangalore. So that was a good experience. But otherwise, I mean, there have been many things happening. So the real challenge starts when you get posted to a place. When an air traffic controller is posted to a place, then there, because now he's getting into the practical realm of the whole thing. He will be actually handling the aircraft. So from a more theory-based training, which was happening in the training institution, which is absolutely essential, because unless your base is strong and you know everything theoretically very well, it will be very difficult for you to translate that into practical. So after coming to a place, we have an air traffic examiner, local examiner, which is designated by our team at Air Headquarters, that is ATC Examining Board, which is part of the Directorate of Air Staff Inspection. So from there, they designate people at different stations as local examiners. So they conduct your theory and practical tests to see, after giving you adequate exposure over there, to understand the local scenario. And then you are tested on the local conditions, the SOPs as they're called, standard operating procedures, which in our Air Force basically is called as the station standing orders for flying. So SSO for flying becomes your key document, and you got to be a master of it as an air traffic controller, because you got to know everything inside out, like the pilots or like the fighter controllers. So you got to know each and every aspect of it and be prepared, because the test will be conducted on that mainly and not on the ATS subjects. It is basically on the SSO for flying. And then you are tested also in practicals to see that you are capable of handling the local flying which is taking place. You are declared fully ops. After that, the next step is, after gaining proficiency there, then your progression starts. And we have various categories: category C, category B, and category A, which is the highest category. So you have to appear again. Now, local examiner can give you a CAT C, but you require a command examiner that is also designated by ATCEB for you to get a CAT B. And CAT A is given only by the ATC Examining Board, which is at Delhi, Dasi. So they are the ones who conduct this board, and they, depending on your performance, how well you do in theory and practicals, that is how you progress as far as your professional competence, which is based purely on your exhibited performance. So it's very important to know that end of the day, in ATC or in FC also, or in flying, like in flying also, you cannot hide. Whatever you are will be exposed. If you're good, everybody will know you're good. If you're not good, everybody will know you're not good. So it is very, very important for people, the air traffic controllers, to put in their best foot forward.